what like can make you grow as a dancer, the first thing when you said that I thought about was an advice that I'd heard from our Ramona that I first laughed about. She said, if you want to become a better dancer, you got to become a better person. And at first I was like, whatever, not at all. But the more I think about it, I think it's kind of true. Like there are a lot of like really advanced dancers where they're actually technically good, but because they're not nice, it's not a nice dance in the end. And like even if they're good, you don't want to work with them. Mm-hmm. So like they're like shooting themselves in the foot because it cuts opportunities. Whereas if you're good and then you're nice, then people are going to want to work with you, and then you're going to get better because you have more chances of sharing and performing and doing things like that. So that's why it's super important, because it's not a solo dance. I think it's a dance that has a community that you share with someone, so you can't be too selfish. So that's the first thing that I thought about. And then I thought maybe a little bit more about my journey. Like I've always liked social dancing the most. So if you social dance a lot, then you get better at it, but it doesn't make you better at performing. So like I have a little bit of a weakness in performances because I spend more time just doing social dancing. Yeah. And when I think about Remy, he's like a lot about like performances and creating, and it's another way to improve. I think for me, teaching really helped me. Like I didn't actually take a lot of classes when I started. And the fact that I was teaching, I had to think about what I was doing, and you just have to like kind of be aware of what you do, and because of that I think you improve, because you have to explain it to someone. I think it's a good way to learn, is to just like try to understand like what's happening. So teaching is one way. I've taken more classes later on, or like tried to learn from old videos to try to not get away from what Lindy Hop is. I think that's the hard part, is you want to develop your own voice. So in a sense, like teaching help you develop your own voice, but I think if you don't learn from other people, like old videos or old like jazz routines, I think you can also miss the point. I think I've missed the point for a lot of years. Like I kind of got good technically, but I didn't understand the music so well and the jazz aspect of it. So I think the third part would be like listening to more jazz music, understanding swing rhythms. I don't even think I understand it as well as I should, but just like listening to it, knowing what you like, what you don't like, which musicians, or like what riffs touch you, which like a rhythmical part of the song touches you. Just trying to listen and be inspired by it. The more you listen to it, the more you get inspiration. Find what touches you and what makes you want to move, and we all have different tastes. Like I can think of people that I won't name that I think are really good like technically, but there's something missing, and it's like the understanding, I think, of the music and the jazz. And at the same time, some other people that are so much in the tradition that I think it's hard to know what is actually their real voice. Because if you only reproduce, where are you in that? But I think it's a good way to learn, to try to reproduce, and I think that's also how I learned. I tried to copy people, but I was never able to do it the exact same way they did it. So then it's like your own thing.
Well, thank you so much, Alice, for your time.